And good morning everyone, Sigint here, and major news, there has been a new patch for Stalker 2. It is now update 1.1.1 and they have fixed a lot of issues. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. So everyone, welcome to today's video, and before we get into it, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button and the like button. Both are free and they help me out massively. So Stalker has now put out the major patch 1.1 is here, which they've updated overnight to 1.1.1. So over 1800 fixes and adjustments, including the first iteration of A-Life fixes. So those of you who don't know what A-Life is the system in Stalker which allows the NPCs to spawn intelligently and move towards their own targets and goals, affects how the NPCs spawn, like monsters and things like that, and that sort of environment. So now we're going to get into those fixes in a second, but let's read what the devs have put. Personally, from me also and the devs, happy Christmas everyone. Just before Christmas and New Year's, we are able to present the patch 1.1. It is the first major patch for Stalker 2 and will address over 1800 issues, including the first iteration of A-Life fixes. We understand the size of the patch is huge and the process of downloading will take some time. We would like to thank you for your understanding and we will work on this aspect as well. So let's begin. So, A-Life fixes. They've fixed an issue with spawning NPCs behind the player's back. So I'm assuming that's they don't spawn just behind you anymore, randomly. Players can now encounter roaming NPCs across the zone more often. That's great. It is interesting coming across people who just don't want to kill you sometimes, and the squads who do want to kill you. Greatly extended the distance at which A-Life NPCs are visible to the player. So I will have to play this, but it used to be something about 200 meters. I'm guessing they've increased that to beyond that range. Fix the aggressive optimization issue that prevented A-Life NPCs to exist in offline out of players' visualization range. So in offline mode, A-Life will continue to advance towards their goals over time. So they'll keep moving towards whatever target they're heading towards and you will eventually encounter them. Players may now have opportunities to encounter A-Life NPCs they previously met by following the same direction as the NPCs. So if you don't kill someone and you keep heading in the same direction they were, you will probably eventually run into them, which means you could have a further conversation more than likely about what's new in different areas and more potential trade, I hope. They've improved A-Life's NPC navigation in offline view using Game Graph, which is global AI navigation map. So that means will have improved the navigation so that AIs can actually get to where they're going. And the NPCs, sorry, with the AI. With that, they fixed multiple issues where NPCs would fail to follow or find a path to their designated goals. Fixed several issues with NPCs being stuck in online-offline transition state. So being in and out of range. That's a good fix. They've also enhanced A-Life's NPC motivation to expand territory and actively attack enemies and mutants. Fixed issues that could result in fewer A-Life NPCs encountered than intended. Fixed contextual action improvement to ensure that seamless transitions between offline and online states for NPCs engaged in these actions. The groups exploring the zone are more diverse, regarding possible factions and group sizes. Fixed issues that while roaming over the zone, human NPCs didn't satisfy their communication needs and talks. Right, so they fixed communicating with your NPCs. They've also fixed more of what variety of factions you can run into in the zone and have battles with, which was what they were intending in the first place. They've also fixed the amount of NPCs you can run into. And some other development related issues. That's probably non-specific. We'll probably find out what those are in the games, but those are the A-Life fixes, and that is important. It means that we actually have a game with a more dynamic breathing system of the NPCs we're going to be encountering in the game, both hostile and non-hostile. So more like real life, which was what one of the promises they actually flagged up with this game, which is completely and utterly awesome. They've also made some AI improvements. So the AI improvements are reduce the number of summons and increase the time between spawns of pseudo-dog phantoms. Oh, those things are annoying. They're the black ones. They like to freaking be a pain in the ass. Fixed an issue when zombies would have their arms and legs twisted while knocked down. That's good, so that's a graphical glitch AI improvement they fixed. Fixed an issue when large movements would hide behind small cover such as trees. Yeah, I've had that with things like boar and stuff like that, where they will just go and sit there and get stuck in a tree. It's annoying. Fixed an issue when mutant limbs stretch sometimes when firing automatic weapons. Fixed an issue when bloody visual effects played a few times after Rat's death from a grenade. I've not had that personally, but I can get that, where you get like blood all over your screen. Fixed an issue where NPCs quickly detected the player where he was crouching. That was a big problem. Where you were, I've had that, where you will be crouching, you're sat there behind something and they'll spot you easy as fuck, like you stood there in a field going, "Hello, I'm over here. Come shoot at me." Rather than they should be reacting where you're actually semi-stealth crouched in a bush. They fixed an NPC issue where they would enter doors without opening them. Yeah, that is always annoying. I also noticed the same thing in Ready or Not, where NPCs would just glitch through doors. It is annoying. Fixed an issue when Chimera would try to enter a narrow passage that it couldn't enter instead of hiding in ambush. Okay, that's useful. That means you can't just spam spawn and sit there and exploit a creature. It means you actually have to go fight it properly. Fixed an issue when NPC was teleporting to restricted areas such as safe zones and hubs. That's great because, yeah, having NPCs spawn along with you and start fighting everyone in an outpost is not great. It's a great way to piss everyone off in the outpost. Because remember, choices have consequences in Stalker 2, so it is very easy to piss off one group of people. Where are we now? Fixed an issue where mutants that were in cover did not change their cover while receiving damage. Yeah, but that with boars, where you shoot at them and they'll just stay stuck behind the same tree, meaning that you can actually exploit the game and stand on top of something and just throw grenades at them behind the same tree. Fix the visual effects of the bearer's telepathic ability. Oh, that's also good. Visual effects fixes are great. Minor combat behavior fixes for NPCs shooting from covers. Sweet, because that was annoying, where a lot of them wouldn't just fire from cover. Sometimes they'd just hide, then go out of alert phase and come back out of cover, and you could just sit there and headshot and pop them off. Fix the bearer's throwing objects animation. Yep, that's the thing where you actually, it's the invisible git, where it just throws objects at you and you can shoot it a couple of times and it will kill it. Fix some issues with NPCs staying idle. and refusing to start mission-related dialogues. I have had that. That is irritating. You'll go to start a conversation with them. You'll get stuck in a conversation with them. And it's the same conversation you've already had. And it can just be really irritating. Fixed there. What else have they fixed? Fixed an issue when mutants kept attacking zombies in knockdown. Yeah, that sounds about right. Fixed an issue when NPCs are stuck in aiming animation. Yeah, I've had a few of that. I've seen that a couple of times. Fixed an issue when the death animation was replayed for an NPC who resurrected as a zombie. I've not got that far where I've bought zombies yet. Fixed an issue when the neutral NPC stays neutral after a player hits them with a melee attack. Okay, so you punch someone, you smack someone with something, and now they will start shooting you back. Or hitting you back. That's good. Fix an NPC issue, broken arms while shooting. So I'm guessing they've had their arms in weird positions. I haven't seen much of that personally. Generic improvement of combat experience and NPC path fighting in big fights with lots of corpses. Yeah. I have seen that where they can just battle each other out and it can get a bit annoying. Fixed an issue when the player was able to kill the Chimera with the help of a carousel anomaly. Not been there, not got that far. Fixed an issue where NPCs would clip through the objects and walls while shooting from covers. Yeah, I have had that where I've been shot in a building a couple of times. Minor improvements for peaceful behavior of NPCs. Yeah, there's some NPCs you don't walk up to them with a gun and you don't give them any hassle, and they won't give you any hassle. It's an issue where NPCs wouldn't stop combat on an mission start. Yeah, because most people, when it's an mission, everybody runs for a cover and gets indoors because missions are dangerous unless you've got a full suit. And a good full suit. That will protect you from emission damage. Fixed an issue where some mutants couldn't jump off an obstacle. Fixed an issue when NPCs are stuck after the end of an mission. Fixed bandits' behavior after a mission's end during the mission's bullseye. Fixed an issue when NPCs could teleport if the NPC couldn't build a route. Fixed an issue when NPCs could stop talking to each other after loading a save. Fixed an issue when mutant dead bodies fly long distance from places where they were killed by a shotgun. Personally, I haven't seen any of those. But that is all good that they've fixed those. That all improves in the quality of the life of the game. And honestly, I think some of this would have been avoided if they'd released it in beta first. Just a month of open beta or something. Just giving us a small section and letting them fix things. And over 50 more minor anomalies were fixed. So that is also good. We've also had balance adjustments, increasing rewards for several missions, fixed issue when artifacts with physical protection effect give maximum possible effect, changed goldfish artifact value to 140,000 coupons. Fixed issue when player is able to have infinite coupons by selling and returning back any stackable consumable. Yes, people were exploiting the fuck out of that. I mean, the one exploit which I do love is where you can actually put items in the safe at the start of the game, which, watch my video on that. I will link that afterwards. So look out for the link at the end of the video to show how to earn maximum money at the start of Stalker 2. They've fixed infinite money exploit by splitting a stack of weapons from selling windows. Fixed issue when A-Life NPCs can be spawned with full clips of ammo. Fixed Snork's ability cooldown by 30%. The Gauss rifle's damage was increased. Increased difficulty for the fight with Koshkinov. recalculated rewards for the Harpies mission, fixed instant player death after getting a full radiation bar, almost full radiation bar, which I've had, that's annoying. Fix that poltergeist and Burra do not deal damage with thrown objects in some cases. Remove the POS 8X scope from the assortment of several merchants. Tweak damage from side fields, with over 10 more minor fixes delivered. So those are all really important. That means people can't exploit cash as much by splitting ammo. They've fixed and balanced things with fights. They've sorted out the god-awful radiation insta-kill death from about half a bar. And they've tweaked the side fields and removed certain things from stores. Now we're into the crash fixes, performance and optimization, which is all great. So they've investigated and applied further improvements to dead zones and curves for gamepad movement. Aiming and camera controls were more smooth and controllable experience using sticks on a controller. Performance improvement largely in populated areas of the map. Fixed performance drops on the RTX 3000 series video cards with enabled FSR frame generation, which I do have to use, otherwise I don't get enough frames, so that is good. Fixed issue with game freezing on exiting a tunnel during a light in the end of the tunnel mission. Fixed issue with not working Razer Kishi Ultimate Controller, which connected via Bluetooth or cable connection. Fixed issue where MSI Force Pro wireless controller didn't work via Bluetooth or dongle connection. Fixed the issue when Xbox controller X's don't work via Bluetooth connection. Controller input improvements. Fixed issues with visual artifact in-game UI and DLSS enabled. Fixed issues with buildings disappearing in player's camera at factory location. Fixed the issue with the building near Yantar popping into player's view when approaching it. Fixed FPS drops that could be created by large amounts of water particles. Fixed FPS drops during interaction with corpses in shallow water. Fixed multiple exception access violation crashes. And fixed multiple fatal errors, low-level fatal errors, and assertion failures. So, overall, over 200 crashes were investigated and further fixes were implemented. So they've sorted out some of the controller sensitivity. The biggest issue with that is they still haven't added an XY vertical sensitivity for mouse users, which you still have to use a mod for, because this game is completely and utterly off with the aim on mouse. They are not as sensitive as each other where you go that way. It's more sensitive compared to when you go up and down. But it's good to see they've fixed a lot of the graphical bugs as well and are working on optimization. I mean, it is Unreal 5. It's a very powerful game. So those of us on potato systems, there is only so much they can do. They've also fixed multiple cutscenes with multiple improvements to facial animations and voiceover for both language and several cutscenes. Fixed an issue in missing frames in several cutscenes. Fixed an issue with missing NPCs in several cutscenes. Fixed an issue when main characters and NPCs can idle behavior or detach parts of the body equipment in several cutscenes. Fixed an issue with missing subtitles in several other cutscenes. Fixed an issue with missing haptic feedback in several cutscenes. Fixed an issue with the final cutscene not playing in the Eternal Shining mission. Fixed the issue where the cutscene at the end of the Back to the Slag Heap mission did not start. Fixed an issue where Invisible Nimble during the cutscene in search of the guide mission. Fixed an issue where a player could die during the cutscene during the last step mission. Overall, 80 cutscenes issues were addressed. This is all good. There have been a couple of issues with cutscenes, I have noticed. but it looks like they are finally fixing this game. And guys, I am trying to get through this as quickly as possible. I know this is a long patch notes, and I'm doing it in one take because I have to go away today. I'm going to my mum's, as I put on my statement. I will not be here for Christmas. So my next video will be in a week's time. Anyway, interactable objects. Finding an issue when the elevator in the X11 laboratory was closed after loading save during wishful thinking mission. Fix physics for ammo boxes and broken lamps. Fix some issues where NPCs could get stuck in a doorway at different locations. Fixed issues where ladders descend, sound could loop and players would click through the ladder after climbing from it. Fixed sound on interacting with a dead body. Fixed issues when NPCs touching the door during movement or combat cause the door shaking. Fix the interaction hints for loot and pickup bodies appeared at different distances from the body. Yes, I have had that. That is fucking annoying. Fix the interaction prompt for healing being active when the player did not have a med kit. Fix the issue when some consumables could have been non-interactable. And up to other 20 other related issues were fixed. So they fixed a lot of the issues with the interactable objects like ladders, med packs, other consumable items like food, ammo boxes and broken lamps. They've also fixed a bunch of stuff in the mainline missions and story progression. Fixed over 15 bugs related to On the Edge mission, including issues when Hamster and Ricochet dying after entering the Zalaisha clubhouse, bugs that prevented the Slovako pharmacist from healing, allowed the Monolithians and mutants to get inside Hamster's shelter and others. Fix multiple issues with a minor incident mission, including an issue where Journey Stage asked Richter about the scientist was cancelled instead of completed. After the dialogue with Richter, the player already had a mutant's collar, and a bug with misleading marker in acquire the collar from mutant objective. Fix multiple issues in Vision of Truth mission, where Scar might not spawn if loading a previous old save. Anomaly where Scar could become hostile to the skiff. Bug where the player couldn't start the dialogue with the representative and other things. Fixed an issue when the player was unable to start dialogue with Richter after beating the Monolith squad during the Last Wish mission. Fixed an issue when the player could get softlocked by wounding Richter and making him hostile during the Last Wish mission. Fixed an issue when the Faust clone was leaving his place at the balcony while the player fought on with the Monolithians during the assault on the Duga mission. Fixed an issue with Faust being stuck during a boss fight in the assault on the Duga mission. Fixed an issue when the player was unable to help the soldier surrounded by Monolithians during Just Like the Good Old Days mission. Fixed an issue with Lachenka being dead at Quiet's camp during the Good Old Days mission. Fixed an issue when the player was unable to process through the subtile matter mission. If you looted mission items before the mission started. Fixed an issue with the absent regenerator during an Act of Mercy mission. Fixed an issue with the elevator in the X11 labs would remain closed during the mission Wishful Thinking, which they mentioned earlier as well. Fixed an issue when the player could get stuck in the ventilation under ARL during the Wishful Thinking mission. They headed there before talking to Krobzhenko. Fixed an issue with Nightingale not giving a mission during dialogue after killing blind dogs in the dogfight mission. Fixed the blocker when it was impossible to start the dialogue with Strider after turning off the scanner during a hop on the trail mission. Fixed an issue with the A Sign of Hope side mission being not available after completing Hot on the Trail mission. Fixed the issue when Professor Lachenka was missing from his mission location during or after the mission. If a side of HoC mission was completed. Fix an issue with the endless ward guard spawns in the chemical plant during the escape from the cage mission. Fixed an issue when the player was not able to complete Explore Echo Station Journal stage for Dead Frequency mission if Shrekleb was found before getting intel from Team Bravo. Fix the stealth path to Roosevelt during the King of the Hill mission. Fix the issue where after the boss fight with mouse controls and horizontal camera movements are disabled after loading a save. Fix the issue when unskippable black screen after the ending cutscene in There and Back Again mission. Fix the issue with the absence of intro cutscene in There and Back Again mission. Fix the blocking issue where the objective talk to Warlock about hamster could not be completed if the player killed the hamster before speaking to the gaffer during On the Fire mission. Fixed an issue where the active Bandit Mayhem system after player returns to Cargo to Huron, sorry. Fixed an issue when the body of the Bayonin collar disappears when he is killed during summoning action. Fixed an issue when Jumper and Bluish would become hostile after attacking HoC Squad during a shift change mission. Fixed an issue when the users were able to get access to unintended areas at the Red Fortress location. Fixed armors with side defense for the Get Psi armor objective during Ad Astra per Aspera mission. Fixed issue with zombies standing idle pumping stations in Swamps region while Ad Astra per Aspera mission. Fixed an issue when Monolithians were present in the infirmary during the Happiness for Everyone mission. Fixed a soft lock issue where the answers come at a price mission doesn't progress after the bandits at the depot were killed after an mission. Fix the bug with the Scar PDA missing after the boss fight. Fix an issue when Dark Times mission could not be completed after talking to Arkiep Lichin during the mission. Fix an issue when the Monolith NPC could spawn in the closed garage during the Boundary mission. Fix an issue that could not cause Korchef to disappear during a boss fight. Fix an issue where Scar would not die after destroying the last monitor during a boss fight. Fix an issue when Korshkov could be missing at marker location if the mission starts while player approaches answers from a price mission location. Overall, over 250 bugs and blockers were fixed in main mission sections. They also fixed a lot of stuff for the side missions. We're nearly through this, guys. Trying to get through this as quickly as I can. This is going to be a long video. This is a big patch. There have been a lot of changes. Side missions and open world encounters. Fixed an issue when the player could kill spectators during arena fights on Rostock. Fixed an issue when enemies could leave the arena during the mission with the Freedom Coliseum mission. Improved balance for the arena fights on Rostock. Fixed an issue when the guide in Tech Palace of the Culture Hub could be used after point of no return during the Down Below mission. Fixed an issue when Warlock's missions were uncompletable after the signal. Adjusted when Pseudo-Dogian appears after Vladiak Firecracker starts playing the melody. Fixed situations when A-Life NPCs killed Soroga Root, Sonoya Noose, and Harek Jacket. Fixed NPCs blocking the passage in some areas of 100 rad bars. Fixed Wall Technician reputation. Fixed an issue with the encounters with Monolithians at Agripom Underground that didn't start after completing In Search of Past Glory by Spark. Fixed an issue when the Mertek Genius Gun remains as an mission item after killing the NPC that gives it the mission to find it. Fix the issue when NPCs from the Rookie Village are missing after the Legends of the Zone mission. Fix an issue when users can remain locked inside Lodjenka's lab when they shoot a Noontoon and Noontider NPC before the door closes. Disabled spawn of Monolithians before activation of the Wish Granter at Stalker. Fixed issue with where encounter with begging Stalker wouldn't start after Monolith come back. Fix some issues in dialogue where NPCs at the chemical plant. Fix an issue where the courier NPC was teleported away from player after getting a reward from him at 100 bars of wrath. 100 rad bars. Fix an issue that caused the game to freeze during the dialogue in the mission of a Matter of Honor. Fixed an issue when the player was not able to encounter Professor Zaretsky after the end of the L That Is Left mission. Fixed an issue when NPC Crest would be missing at the Sound of Music mission, located after talking to them in the mission. Fixed an issue where the player was not able to progress the missions from Warlock after the end of On the Edge mission. So they fixed a lot of the side missions, the main missions, and the open world encounters. This is all good because we did have a couple of bugs in the mission system and it was irritating. They've also fixed open world direction, exploration, and zone experience. Fixed that a lightning ball sometimes gets stuck during movement in the Opanachi village. Fixed that sometimes artifacts do not appear in arc anomalies. Fixed dead body physics. Fixed when player's equipment was damaged while player was crouching in Razor. Fixed corpses disappearing issue. Fixed stretch texture on some trees in the open world. Fixed an issue with the toxic cloud anomaly at Idle FFX. Visual effects. Fixed an issue with rat swarms spawning above the cave in Mist and Arc Anomaly. Fixed an issue when characters became wet in dry spaces after loading the last save. Fixed an issue when sharp weather changes present at 4:30 in the morning time and 23:59 at night time. Fixed that issue with wandering lights anomaly, doesn't always spawn in artifact. Fixed an issue with Bulbar Arc Anomaly sometimes not appearing. Fix an issue with non-lootable corpses spawning at the border between Cordon and the Lesser Zone region. Fix an issue that the player was unable to reach the artifact near Abandoned Hamlet on the swamps. Fix the distance for combat marks. Fix an issue where NPCs would get stuck in a doorway during the mission in Zalisha Hub. Fix an issue when NPCs could spawn and get stuck on isolated surfaces, cars, boxes, etc. Improved bullet penetration and visual effects, improved bullet penetration and visual effects, which is great. Improved cloth simulation of corpses on NPCs. Fixed issue with blood decals. Fixed an issue when far distance areas of the environment appear too bright at night. Fixed an issue when zombies waking up animation was restarted every time a player looked away. Fixed an issue when sometimes an emission started during a cutscene and would not end. Fixed an issue when diggers were around the slag heap did not stop being aggressive to the player after the end of combat. And other improvements. They've also fixed player gear and player state adjustments. Fixed the issue that helmets don't have psi and rad protection. Fixed the issue with armors SSP-100 Discovery and SSP-9 Ecologist have no psi protection. Fix the issue when players cannot install lead container upgrade on PSC-5V Guardians of Freedom suit. Smoke was made less intense as shots from a weapon with a silencer. Fixed broken arm during magazine attachment to machine gun. Fixed bullet visibility in magazine during reload. Added splashing sound for bolts hitting the water surface. Fixed an issue when empty shells were injected instead of bullets after unloading. Ammo type was changed. Improvised interruption for animation sequence with weapon and reloads and consumable item usage. Fixed issues with bolt impact sound during long distance throws. Fixed minor fixes for rifle scope appearances. Fixed issues with items not being consumed when used by a quick slot hotkey. I have had that on occasion. Fixed an issue where the main weapon upgrades were applied to installed under barrel modules. Minor fixes for animations of jammed weapons. Fixed an issue when the player was able to equip the deflector with the primary weapon simultaneously. The cause of death is now correctly displayed on the death screen. Fixed issue where the player could clip into the wall or another object while performing a melee stealth kill if close to it. Fixed issue with visual particle effects for side phantoms missing when shooting close to their models. Fixed an issue that will cause losing controls after playing guitar. Fixed an issue where player could not get unlimited carrying capacity upgrading unequipped armor. Fixed an issue when players could get unlimited stamina after starting dialogue while crouched. And over 50 other issues were addressed, and we're getting into the last sections. So they also player guidance, game setting and menus, updated in game tutorials to improve first time user experience. Fixed an issue where the player would approach a mission location and new weapons would randomly spawn and equip in hand. Fixed an issue when the player was unable to swap compared weapon positions while trading. Fixed the upgrades for the X7, enabled upgrades for the X7 suit. Added the possibility to revert detachment of pre-installed modules in the upgrade menu. Added unique markers for the mutant with electro collars. Reworked the UI system and notifications for received items. Upgraded descriptions of multiple armor upgrades. Fixed issues when mission markers on NPCs disappear forever after NPC became hostile towards player. Removed ability to trade with NPCs at noontide base. Removed a few UI elements in the upgrades menu of the PDA. Reworked to design for a few icons in the PDA menu. Fixed an issue with the upgrade tree UI changing its direction inconsistently after switching between different weapons. Fixed missing animation for ammo type change from gamepad. Fixed threat indication appearance after closing the main menu. Fixed missing mouse scroll found sound in PDA. Fixed the output device option resets after resetting the client. Fixed issues after loading specific save file, a black screen appears. Reduce redundant pop-up window on resetting settings to default. Upscale quality settings in options were translated. Stashes marker colors changed to violet. Fixed technicians not being able to install certain armor upgrades. Fix the SSP-1000 Discovery Armor cannot be upgraded by any technician. Fixed an issue where the consumables were not applied via quick slots. Fixed an issue when the crosshair doesn't appear after reload if the R button was pressed again. Fixed a scrolling issue inside a note in the PDAs. Fixed an issue when the user would move slowly when was able to sprint after loading the save file that was created when the user was leaning. Fixed an issue with HDR white point option, and almost over 100 other anomalies were fixed in this section. That's great. That means they fixed a lot of stuff with how the game runs and the menu settings. Achievements. Fix the issue when 4 wins achievement cannot be received. Fix an issue when bingo achievement cannot be received. Fix an issue when players were able to unlock achievements in the EGS store. Now I have to go back to player guidance. I've had the bug where you can't upgrade your armor at certain vendors, and it is fucking irritating. I'm glad they have finally fixed that. Saves. Fixed the issue when the player was unable to load existing saves after the title and Steam process was terminated unexpectedly. Had that, but you got to restart the game because it keeps crashing it. Fixed issue with missing save files after PC, Xbox hard reboot. Other improvements: over 15 localization and voiceover updates, over 40 audio adjustments and volume tweaks of various types. Over 20 improvements to characters and NPC visual appearances. And over 500 fixes for foliage, texture flickering, bugs in navigation meshes, collisions, errors in object positioning and contextual actions, visual effects related fixes, non-destructible objects, and more. So they have done quite a lot. And I'm sorry this has been a long video, ladies and gentlemen. This is 40 minutes already. I really do apologize for that, but we're going to wrap up with thank you very much for your support and feedback. We will continue working on the game, listening to your comments and reviews to investigate all possible issues, solve them as soon as possible. If you detect any anomalies that you're not supposed to be in the zone, please report them via our technical support hub. This will help us investigate your particular case and implement fixes faster. Support Stalker 2 HoC there. I will put that link in my video description. Your GSC Game World team. So guys, that's it. They have fixed a huge amount. This is a more viable game, and all that's left for me to say is Merry Christmas, everyone. If you haven't done so already, smash that like button, smash that subscribe. I will be back in the new year with more video content, and I will see you then.